The bank manager kept his voice low, like we were standing over a body. "I don't think that's you," he said. The fluorescent lights above my desk hummed. My pen hovered, mid-signature. Paper waited for ink. My life waited for a lie to finish speaking. "What do you mean?" I asked. A pause. Breathing. Then, "Your wife is here right now, with a man who looks exactly like you." Silence swallowed the room. "That's impossible," I said. My voice didn't shake. "She's on a business trip." Another pause. "Longer this time. Please come in right away." The line went dead. I stared at the wall behind my desk. Diplomas. Awards. Evidence of a man who plans. A man who doesn't panic. My phone buzzed again before the echo of the first call had time to fade. "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes." My daughter-in-law shouted over the noise of laughter and clinking glasses. I smiled. "Enjoy," I said, and ended the call. The room felt colder. Not because of the news. Because something inside me had gone perfectly still. I didn't rush to the bank. I didn't call my wife. I sat there, letting the idea settle, letting it breathe. A stranger wearing my face. My wife standing beside him. My name on their lips. I've learned something about betrayal. It always arrives disguised as coincidence. And coincidence had just walked into my life, wearing my skin. On the drive to the bank, I replayed the last 6 months. Her sudden trips. Her phone turned face down. The way she kissed me like she was checking off a task. I had noticed. I just hadn't reacted. People mistake silence for ignorance. They confuse patience with blindness. Inside the bank, the air smelled like polished wood and fear. The manager avoided my eyes as he slid a tablet across the desk. Security footage. There she was. My wife. Her hand resting on the arm of a man who wore my face like a tailored suit. Same jawline. Same posture. Even the same scar near the eyebrow mine from a childhood fall. They laughed together. Intimate. Familiar. He signed documents with my name. She watched him sign like she was watching something she owned. I felt no rage. No heartbreak. Only precision. "Is this fraud?" the manager asked. I shook my head slowly. "No," I said. "This is rehearsal." On the way out, my phone buzzed again. Family group chat photos flooded in Thanksgiving table. Loud smiles, my empty chair turned into a joke. Someone sent a message. "Where are you hiding now?" I didn't respond. Because I finally understood the shape of the betrayal. This wasn't an affair born of impulse. This was design. Someone had studied me, copied me, replaced me, and my wife had helped him rehearse the role. I didn't feel replaced. I felt observed. I didn't confront her when she returned. I kissed her cheek, asked about the flight, listened as she lied with perfect rhythm. At night, while she slept, I memorized her breathing, counted the seconds between inhales. I pulled phone records, cross-referenced travel dates, found a pattern so clean it felt arrogant. The man, my shadow, appeared wherever I was absent. Banks, lawyers, private clubs. He wasn't stealing randomly. He was stepping into my life with intent. I ordered a DNA test using a glass she drank from and a toothbrush she didn't notice missing. I hired a private investigator who didn't ask questions, only accepted files. The results came back quiet. No blood relation. Good. That meant this wasn't fate. This was theft. I watched them one afternoon from across a cafe. She leaned in close, whispering, He touched her hand like it was already his. I studied his movements. Too careful. Too studied. He wasn't confident. He was pretending. That's when I realized the most important thing. He needed my life more than I needed hers. And need is always exploitable. At Thanksgiving, I sent my daughter-in-law a photo. A glass wall. Snow-covered mountains. A modern villa carved into the Swiss Alps. No caption. My phone stayed silent for exactly 6 minutes. Then it rang. Again. 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 71 times. I didn't answer. I was busy arranging the ending. I invited them both to dinner. Neutral ground. Soft lighting. No witnesses. The man sat across from me, trying not to mirror my posture. My wife sat beside him, tense, alert like an animal sensing a trap too late. I placed a folder on the table. DNA results. Bank logs. Footage stills. I didn't open it. I didn't need to. Tell me, I said, looking at her, what business trip were you on the day you withdrew $500,000 under my name? Her lips parted. Closed. He reached for her hand. Mistake. You're very good, I said to him calmly. But you missed something. He swallowed. I never touch my ring finger when I'm nervous, I continued. You do. I slid the folder toward them. She broke first. Tears. Words tumbling over each other. Excuses shaped like apologies. He stayed silent. Because men like him understand when the performance is over. I wanted more, she whispered. You were always watching. Calculating. I nodded. That's why this worked, I said. You confuse distance with absence. The room felt heavy. Not with emotion. With inevitability. I stood. They stayed seated. That mattered. I've already reported the identity fraud, I said. The accounts you touched are frozen. The assets moved. Her head snapped up. What assets? I smiled. The villa, I said, was never a flex. It was bait. The man's face drained of color. You see, I continued, every move you made confirmed something for me. I leaned in close enough for him to smell my cologne. You don't steal lives unless you have none. I turned to her. The family thinks I abandoned them, I said softly. I let them believe it, because now they see who calls when the money appears. Her phone buzzed. Then again. Again. She stared at the screen. Panic blooming. I picked up my coat. You wanted more, I said. Now you get it. I walked out while they unraveled behind me. I didn't look back. Some endings don't need witnesses. The silence afterward was clean. No calls. No apologies. No echoes. I returned to my life the way one returns to a house after a fire, aware of what survived, unconcerned with what didn't. Betrayal didn't break me. It clarified me. I learned how easily people confuse proximity with loyalty. How greed wears the mask of affection. How love becomes negotiable when someone offers a better view. I didn't win by destroying them. I won by stepping aside and letting them collapse under the weight of who they were. Some people need to steal a face to feel real. I didn't. I walked away with mine intact, and that was enough.